Okay, this is Tia after I have done this full review. You're seeing this in the beginning, and there's a reason. There is a disclaimer that needs to be put on this video. There is an issue that I'm going to be discussing after the review about this wig, the cap construction, and potential issues with, is it a defect, is it not a defect? So please stick around for that part because I think it's a really important conversation to have. All I'm asking is that share your opinions. Please share your opinions. We're not attacking anybody. I never do that. I never tolerate that in any of my particular forums where I'm in control of what people are saying. I don't censor people, but if you're going to be rude, crude, calling people out, being ignorant, we're just not going to do all that. You can have your opinion, and both of our opinion can live in the same place, and it's totally fine. So now that I've hyped this whole thing up, there's a very important conversation happening in this video. So in this video, I'm going to give my thoughts about defects, but I also am going to tell you about a technique, but I'm going to actually demonstrate a technique on what you can do to mask it so that if you either already have a wig and this is a problem, you can go ahead and take care of that. Or if you really want a wig, say you really want this wig and you want this lighter color, what you can do to fix it whenever you get it. Okay, let's get to this. I have this wig by Belle Tress. This is, I can never pronounce this name.
It's Kushikamana.
Kushikamana, I think. 18. This is the 18-inch, and there is a longer version. I feel like it's 22, but it could be 22, 23, in the 20s, okay? I have her in the color Champagne with Apple Pie. I really like this color a lot, and this is one of the colors that I like because it has a root that I think makes sense with the color. So this is a color, it's a beautiful blonde, it's got the honey scenario, but it's got this sort of almost like maybe in a number 8 or number 10 root. It's just this light brown warm root. It goes all through the style, but I think it just makes sense. A lot of times you'll see blonde wigs and they just have these dark roots, and I just do not like it. So cap construction is, it has the hand-tied lace front, mono part. We have the open wefts for the cap, soft bendable ear tabs, soft extended nape, and it does have the Belle Tress, the bra strap type adjusters. All of Belle Tress styles are heat safe. Okay, so she is a left-sided part. This is all the hair to the front. I do think this is like a realistic density. Let me see if we can get more of the full, style in. I think if you want something that is definitely like a realistic density, this is a good one for you because this is giving realistic to me for sure. This is just me personally. This isn't like, it's comfortable. I think it's standard with the Belle Tress. This is all the hair to the front. So it's definitely a lower density. This is a lower density style. I know some of you ask about lower density styles. This would be one of them. I'm not a fan of this straight layered like this, okay? It reminds me, I had natural curly hair. It used to be very long. And it reminds me when I would just flat iron it, just this flat, I don't know. It's too just straight and blunt, right? So for me, I would want to just take some heat and soften this out a little bit. So not add a curl, just soften out the edges so they're a little more like this as opposed to just straight down. I felt the same way with, I think it was Nolan by Renee Paris. I just felt like it was just too straight because you just see these chunky sort of layers. I would rather do this. So I would want to just take some heat to the ends just to blend it in a little bit more. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. But overall, I enjoy the density, and I think for some of you who are looking for that lower density, absolutely, this is going to be a good one for you. I have Tia Maria in this color, which is a discontinued style, and I really enjoy it. Yeah, this is pretty. I think on me personally, I do enjoy this color on me. I kind of think I like it on shorter styles or maybe wavier styles. Overall, I think that this is a gorgeous wig. I think it's a doable length. And I also think that if you are someone who really wants a natural, or not even natural, if you want a low density style, but you don't want something super short, because sometimes I feel like, you know, they're only like to chin length when they're low density. This is a low density style for sure. So I think if that's what you're looking for and you like this cut, then this one could definitely be the one for you. You know me, I'd have to do... See, I don't dislike it as much when I have a little clip back, and maybe to me it just needs a few more blended layers. I'm not really sure. I guess I'm on the fence for this in terms of, for me, what I like. But I do think that the person that's going to love this is definitely the person who... This is like no fuss, no muss. This is a very easy style to wear. But I also think that this is a person who wants a low density wig. This is low density. So I think you would be happy with it. Okay, so I'm actually filming this after I did the review, and I knew something, I just wasn't feeling something about this wig. So I do have to come on and say this, because I have seen this said, I've actually seen it said about other Belle Tress styles. And so I want to be honest about how I feel about this wig. Everything I said is true. If you're looking for a low density style, this is great. I have noticed this now that I have reviewed, I don't know, 20 or more Belle Tress styles. I have seen a particular cap construction style. I know some people do categorize this as a defect, and I can see why you would think that that was a defect, and if that's how you feel about it, I'm not here to like disagree. But what I'm trying to say is that because I came from the world of sort of Amazon wigs and beauty supply store wigs, I have seen this cap construction actually quite often. I don't see it as much in higher end wigs. And so we're going to talk about something because I think that it's gonna, I don't know if it'll clear up anything for anyone, but it just is going to give you sort of context. In my experience, and I have reviewed a lot of wigs. I think I have more than 1,500 videos on my channel, so it's a lot, okay? And so I have seen this, and I do get it in terms of the construction and maybe manufacturers not seeing this as a defect, but I can see how also customers can see it as a defect or as a detractor or what have you. It's not something that bothers me, but it's also, I wear my wigs in a way that it wouldn't bother me. Okay, so you're like, what are you even talking about? We're going to talk about the fact that this lace is essentially temple to temple, okay? And then, you know, it's not ear to ear lace. It doesn't claim to be, but right next to the temple, the way that they constructed this is that there are wefts connected to the lace part. I have seen this before I have seen this many times. I really have, especially in beauty supply store wigs. I'm going to clip this back so you can really see what I'm talking about. I've seen this many times. In my estimation, this is not a defect, but I do see why other people would think that. So you have the lace, and then right here at the lace is where these wefts start, and then we have the ear tab. See, you can even see right here, do you see how this is like, we have weft, so you can see all these wefts being sewn in to the bendable ear tab, okay? This particular one right here, because it's right next to the lace, there's only so much that you can put right there. So in general, you would just need to make sure that you kind of like, even if you clip it back, I know some people like to wear their styles back away from their face, you would want to make sure that you are bringing at least a little bit to cover that weft. I know when you're spending a certain amount of money, you're like, listen, I don't want to do all that, but I'm just telling you. Also, because this is this lighter color, I do really find that, let me see if it's on this one. Yeah, so this is, I'm getting ready to review this next. This is Sugar Rush. So you can see that it's actually the same thing here. Do you see how this is made into the cap and then the wefts start right away, and you can see stripe. You don't see it at all as much because this is a darker like the ear tab. Do you see how this is that, because this is a blonde, they have this sort of beige colored ear tab, and this is the darker colored ear tab, okay? So you do not see that as much, but it is still there. Right in here is that same scenario, but this is so much darker that you don't, I hope that was in focus. I don't even know. Yeah, there we go. Right there. You can see these wefts, okay? It is the same. With the darker rooting, not even that it has to be a dark color, but if it has a darker rooting, you don't see it as much because the stitching and everything is just darker, it blends better. This is just light, so it's going to stick out. I have to be honest with you, I had this same problem with Raquel Welch's Well Played. And if you have that wig, you absolutely know that it has its part, and then there's like this very visible weft. And that's just how it's constructed. And it's not meant to go any other way. It's meant to go a certain way. And so when they make it, you know, this is meant to go down like this. So when they make it, they're like, okay, that's fine the way that it is. It's not going to be a big deal. Theoretically, it shouldn't be a big deal. But wig wearers don't just wear their wig like, you know, just like, okay, we're just wearing our wigs just like this. You know, we want to clip stuff back. We want to put it back in a ponytail. You know, the wind is blowing. So when we get sort of these more elevated caps, yeah, do you see this? You can see it right there. So if I do this, you can see the wefts, because I think a lot to do with the fact that this is the lighter fabric, because it's a lighter wig. Do you see that? You would not see that on a darker wig. Is that a defect? I mean, you tell me. I get why people would think it's a defect. I definitely get why customers would think it's a defect. To me, it's not a defect, and here it is. So like, if you want a low density style and you want it blonde, this is part of the thing you're going to contend with. Is it fair? No. Like, I hear all of the, you know, this still shouldn't be that way. This is not abnormal. It really, really isn't. And if you have Well Played, especially if you have it in a lower style, look around the part and there's this like very visible weft, to the point where I sent Well Played back twice because I thought it was defected. And it's not. Every Well Played I have gotten, and I love the style, I absolutely love Well Played, but every single one I've gotten is constructed the same way. So, you know, maybe they should just say that more, I don't know. But you can tell it's the same on this side. So here's where the lace is, and then you come in and you just start, these are the wefts, all right? If you're just wearing it like this and you have these two sides down, you're totally fine. Like, it's not even a big deal. It's a hand-tied lace front, left-sided part, and in their mind, and if you just pull this front down over this weft, okay, it's totally fine. For me, that wouldn't bother me. But for you, that may be a deal breaker. So that's just something to think about. I have seen videos. There was a video on a style called Lemonade. Obviously, I'm looking at Sugar Rush. They are sort of constructed that way because you have the lace. It's just a temple to temple. It's not ear to ear. So stuff is, if that's really important to you, then you're going to maybe not want a specifically low density style. You're going to want one that has a little bit more hair to naturally cover that up, okay? Or you're going to want one where the lace, I don't even think it has to be like ear to ear lace, but if it comes down just a little bit lower, I don't feel like you have as many issues. Or if you have more, you don't even have to get a monotop. Like, yes, all those things are going to be helpful, but I don't think it's necessary. I do feel like if you have ones that have more of that wide lace front edge, so it's actually not even a lace part, but that wide lace front edge, I don't feel like that particular cap construction often has this type of issue. But so I just think it's sort of the perfect storm of light colored cap, and I mean cap that this is constructed on. Light colored cap, light colored wig, low density style, temple to temple lace, and then the choice of how to move from the lace to the cap. There's different ways to do it. This is the way that they chose. This does not seem like it's an abnormal way for them because I've seen it on multiple styles. I don't have an issue with it, but you might. So I just wanted to address the elephant in the room about this. And again, you have to make that choice. If you feel like to you that's a defect, or if you feel like that's a lower quality or lower standard or what have you, okay, I'm not going to argue that point for you because I see that point of it. But I can also see why a manufacturer might not see that as a defect because it's just the way the cap is constructed. So it's kind of like you're both right, but you know, which one is a deal breaker for you? Like, two things can be right at the same time, and you have to just determine what your feelings are about it. I just wanted to come on here and say that because I thought that it was important. I've seen a few videos about this, and since I have reviewed so many of these, especially back to back to back to back to back, I've been wearing a lot of them in sort of my regular life, and I thought it was important for me to talk about. Let's have a conversation about this. Please do not attack anybody's opinion. Please do not argue on whether you're right, I'm wrong. Like, this is subjective. Again, I can see how both sides can think that they're right. Absolutely. And there's arguments to both. So I don't think this is like a right or wrong thing. I think this is like, is this a deal breaker for you or not? Okay? There are a couple things that you could do. If you're someone who has, you know, wants these lighter color wigs and you'd like more of a low density style, what you could do is get a style that's a little more hair. Like, for instance, Sugar Rush has a little bit more hair to it, right? You could get a style that's a little more hair and then just thin out the bottom a bit so that there's enough hair on the wefts to be covering what you want to cover, but also you can have it be thinner down at the bottom. I think when people are talking about low density and realistic density, you know, hair just tends to be a little thinner at the bottom if it's your bio hair to be in general. So I feel like if you thin out a wig a little bit, you can achieve that same exact look and having more hair. I do have videos showing you how I thin out wigs. The other thing that you can do is take powder on this beige colored fabric here that is, you know, the fabric part of the weft. And you would want it to match the root that's already there. Let's try this one right here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just take a brush, taking this like flat brush. You can use one of the brushes from the Tia Maria Wigs blending kit. You can use this one, which is perfect for this type of thing. But if you wanted to get it more concentrated, you could use this one. I'm going to use this other brush only because I have powder color on this and I don't want to mess it up. But what I would use is I would probably go in with this brush right in here, or I would go in with this, which is for like sort of root colors, and really fill this in. That's what I would normally use. So I'm just saying that's what I would use if it was me. But since I'm demonstrating this, I don't want whatever color I already have deposited on that brush to be a factor. So we're going to go in here and I'm going to just put powder on. It's not an exact match, but you can see that's covered it already. Okay. And you can see it a little bit right here as well. You know, I'd want probably a better match powder, but this definitely still helps and masks that. So then that way you take this down and then you can go ahead and do these sort of like slicking back type of things, and it's really not visible anymore. So that's sort of a what you can do about it if either you really love the wig or if you already have a wig and this is a problem. Okay, so that's what I have for you today for this wig. I will leave my Belle Tress playlist down below. You can see all the different wigs that I have reviewed. If you have this wig and you have thoughts, I really am wanting to know. And I think other doll babies watching this video would want to know, you know, what are all the thoughts you have on this particular style? If you have the longer version, which one do you like more? So just give me all your thoughts on this particular style. Okay, if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. And if you have, thanks so much. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.